Welcome back to the Graham Stephan Show. My name is Graham and welcome to my show. And lately I gotta say, I've been obsessed with this new channel. It's called The People's Court, where basically they get these people in under these crazy financial situations and then they go and just go back and forth. And listen, it's a good time and this video is perfect. It's just titled Tenant Troubles. So with that said, guys, make sure to first destroy the like button for the YouTube algorithm. And now let's begin and see what this is all about. Trust me, these episodes are incredible. Just watch.
This is the plaintiff, Andrea. She says she rented a house from the defendant.
This girl is sketched out, by the way. Watch. As soon as she walks in, her eyes just are like, she doesn't even move her head. Only her eyes move.
He still hasn't returned her security deposit, and she's here in the good name of what's right, suing for the $1,525 she's owed.
Oh, she's suing for a security deposit. So he kicked her out. She's like, why did you kick me out? I've been a good tenant. And then he takes her deposit. Let's see.
This is the defendant, Philip Berger. He says the plaintiff's mistaken. No one kicked her out. The woman left the place in disarray with hot pink walls. She left behind furniture, and the apartment was vacant for a few months during the repairs. So owe her. Ha!
I love his voice. This guy is playing with his tongue in the back. He's like, where do they find these people in the audience?
He's accused of causing tenant troubles.
All right, this should be a fairly cut and paste thing. This should take 30 seconds, but I guarantee there's more to the story, because otherwise, it wouldn't have 341,000 views.
Okay, Andrea, we're suing Philip Berger, your former landlord, for $1,525 that you want him to pay you.
They look like kids in the back. They look like they're like 15, they're playing hooky from high school, and they somehow ended up in the background of the People's Court on TV. This is the ultimate Ferris Bueller.
Most of that your security deposit and the rest for 20% late fees that you are apparently charging your landlord on your, and
oh yeah, she's not gonna get late fees. Listen, there's no way that you're not getting a deposit back, even if you're rightfully owed the deposit, and just come up with an arbitrary number of what he owes you as a late fee. Doesn't work like that. So that late fee, that's gone.
$265 in attorney's fees.
Attorney's fees, 50-50 on that. Chances are she's not getting that back.
So what happened?
About 6 months after I'd moved in, and I did pay the deposit and the first month rent in cash.
Oh, you never pay that in cash. Because then where's the record of it? Listen, as a landlord, you never want to do business cash. It's never a good idea. Because then the tenant could say, well, I paid it in cash. And the other could be like, well, I never received the cash. You always you always want everything in writing. There's always got to be a verifiable source for every single rent payment you ever receive.
They asked me to leave. They got very aggressive about it via text, etc. I don't have a reason. I don't owe them money. I didn't have ragers. The cops were never called.
So why were you leaving? Didn't you ask, what are you talking about? I'm not leaving.
Here's the thing, if the landlord asks you to leave and you have a signed agreement for a year, you could literally just say, no, I'm not leaving. The agreement's for a year. What's the reason? And, obviously you could work something out with the tenant, be like, hey, here's the situation. If you can, I'll give you the next month free. I'll pay you to leave. Something like that, fine. She's not obligated to do anything. When she has a lease, she's locked in.
Did you ask her to leave?
When she didn't pay the rent, yes.
Okay. When did she not pay rent?
I believe it was in October.
But you don't know?
He should have all of this written down. Listen, as a landlord, you got to be like, she's late on this month. There's no record of rent being received. These are the conversations that we had about it over text or email. The fact that he doesn't know, that's concerning.
Doesn't your property manager file a 3-day notice and all that stuff?
I'm sure it happened, but I don't know off the top of my head.
Bad answer. Listen, it blows my mind sometimes that people could be landlords like this. That truly just, no idea. I don't know what happened. He owns the property.
Did you not pay the rent in September?
No, Your Honor, that's inaccurate.
Is there ever a time you were late on rent?
I was late one time.
When were you late?
I was late, I think it was July, actually, or it was actually September, actually.
Oh, okay. Now, do you have proof of your September payment?
I don't have the receipts.
All right.
Neither of them are prepared. You don't show up to the People's Court without proof of every month of rent payment.
So in any event, somebody asks somebody to leave or somebody decides somebody's going to leave and somebody leaves.
But I never did not pay rent. I was already out by October.
Why is she out so fast? I don't get it. I don't get that if he just if let's say she doesn't pay, he's like, hey, you're kicking you out. How she would leave that fast? It's kind of weird.
You're suing to have your security deposit returned.
Correct. It was an agreement that we reached that if I'm going to leave, I'm going to get my security deposit back immediately. And so I
Okay,
have
let's see
that.
the agreement you reached.
So I have those texts here.
Can I see them in your phone?
I brought my phones because I go through phones like every 4 months. So basically,
She goes through phones every 4 months. How do you go through phones every 4 months? This isn't like a Caesar salad that just it goes bad. Phones should last years. Gosh, every 4 months.
Why?
I dropped them. I've dropped 2 in the toilet.
She's holding back laughter. She really, this is like, she just gets these wackos on the show. She's just secretly holding back laughter the entire time.
I would like to scroll up and down on that text. Is that text in a phone that hasn't been dropped in the toilet? Is that text in any of your phones here?
She drops her phones in the toilet. How do you decide to rent to those people? Yeah, it's just sorry, I gotta whip out my 5 phones. It's just keep dropping them in the toilet. At that point, just stop using the toilet.
Okay, the date on this is September 16th. You can either provide me with a written guarantee that my deposit will be ready when I leave, and I will leave the house in good, clean condition, or I will take all these texts to my attorney Monday. Okay, can I ask you a question? Why are you here and not the property manager?
Well, I was on the lawsuit.
No, of course you were, but you can give power of attorney for the property manager who actually has evidence, I guess, maybe, to be here.
He's not the brightest either. I mean, we'll put it that way. Already, I'm leaning in favor of her, the tenant. The fact that he's not prepared, he really has no idea what's going on, he just showed up one day, that's not boding well for him.
October 3rd, I need deposit on that day, cash, as I do not agree that you are either nice or reasonable. If that works, then please confirm I will start making my exit plans.
Ooh, so yeah, it sounds like already that he asked her to leave. But the real reason is, why? Is it because she didn't pay her rent, or is she in violation of her lease? Or maybe he just doesn't like her.
Phil, those are my terms. If you can't agree, then I have no choice but to protect myself from both you and Izzy. I really don't think you care about the stress and anxiety you put on me without cause. I will also file claims for harassment with the Real Estate Licensing Board and all applicable state housing authorities.
Oh, she sounds like a headache. Gosh, you know what? Maybe they got in an altercation or something like that. She wants to leave. They're going to let her out of the lease early just to give her the deposit back.
In what condition did you leave the place?
because I left the place in good and clean condition, which is much better than when I received it. And
Oh, she needs to have pictures of that, or even better, video. If there's no video evidence of that, it doesn't really exist. It's like if a tree falls in a forest, nobody is there to hear it. Did it make a noise? Like if she left an apartment in good condition but didn't video it, is it actually in good condition?
I have
Okay.
video of that, actually.
All right, now you
Nah, she's got video.
was any rent due to you when she left?
Oh, yeah.
How much rent was due to you?
$1,050.
Okay. Show me your proof of payment of rent while you lived there.
I paid the rent every time.
I don't want to hear you flapping gums. That wasn't my question. Show me the proof of rent while you lived there.
Oh man, I don't want to hear your flapping gums. Imagine talking to somebody like that. Gosh, only on TV.
paid cash pretty much every
Okay, so
time.
show-
Oh gosh, paying cash, this is bad. Here's the thing, the burden of proof really has to be on her to make sure that she paid the rent. It's not on the landlord to be like, show me you received it. It's on the tenant to say, show me you paid it. If you can't show me you paid it, you didn't pay it.
Welcome back to the People's Court. Harvey Levin here. So she says, I paid the rent in cash, didn't get a receipt. Out of luck.
Sounds like a personal problem. You always get a receipt.
What do you say?
Gotta get that receipt.
Do you believe she even paid that you pay money and you don't get a receipt?
Unbelievable.
You should ask the dog too. What do you think of this?
Okay, can I just say, these dogs are so cute. Oh, what kind of dogs?
French bulldogs?
Oh, they are. So how old?
What do you mean, what type of dog? They're obviously a French bulldog. What if she's like Doberman? They're Great Danes.
She's 2 years old.
Oh, so they're not really. Oh, you are so cute.
2 and 5.
Ooh. Okay, going inside the courtroom.
Show me your receipts for the cash.
That was a weird segue there. They shouldn't do that no more.
Show me your receipts for the cash that you paid, for the rent, for the time you lived there. You're a grown woman. You don't let $1,000 go out of your hand without a receipt, do you?
This is another issue I had.
No. What's the answer to the question
I don't have them, Your Honor. I don't.
Why not?
I don't have them.
Why don't you have receipts?
Half the time I paid in cash, and the property manager said, "We don't do that. We don't do receipts."
Okay.
What? What? I don't believe that. There is no way you're paying rent and they're like, "Oh, sorry, we don't give a receipt." That never happens. There's no way. I'm going to call her out on that.
The cash is in your hand, right? The property manager wants it. Yes, as soon as you write me a receipt. I can't pay you cash without having a record of having paid you. I mean, you know that. You know that. Your attorney didn't tell you that. I'm taking all these texts from my attorney. You sound like you might know how to get a receipt for cash. All right, so now...
I agree. There is no way you're ever handing over cash without some sort of receipt or text message. Just a text message, like, I received $1,050 for rent on this month, paid on this day at this time. Here's a picture of it, you know, something like that.
When she left, according to you, she owes rent. What condition did she leave the place in?
It wasn't dirty, but there were furniture in there that were left, which I had to remove.
What furniture?
There was a big coffee table, and there was small appliances in the kitchen, and dishes, and bric-a-brac, etc.
No, et cetera is not going to cut it.
I like her. I like her a lot. It's true, though. You can't just say, like, oh, there's a whole bunch of stuff in there. What type of stuff? Let's itemize it.
She also left the room pink, right?
Yes.
Like a dark pink.
The previous tenants painted the walls pink and admitted to that when I moved in. Again, that's a property manager. She was there when I moved in.
Oh, you got to document that too. Here's the thing. Advice to all the tenants out there. When you move in a place, you have to document the condition before you take the keys. If you see a giant pink wall on there, you want to document that before you move in so you're not held liable. You want to go through the place with a fine-tooth comb and just be like, that's damaged, that's cracked. And that way you're not held responsible for these things when you move out. And the landlord's like, oh, that wasn't there before. That's on you.
Take the video when you move in so you don't get accused of making things pink. So I'm going to need to see receipts for $1,050 worth of furniture you had to move that she left behind.
Oh, let me guess. He doesn't have the receipts and he had his buddy go and pick it up, who charged him cash, but he didn't get a receipt for that either.
Well, I did it myself.
Okay.
Oh, come on! Here's the thing. I'm going to be honest, okay? As a landlord, you cannot deduct for your own time and expense, unfortunately. It's like, let's say the sprinkler breaks, okay? And the tenant says, okay, I broke it, I'll fix it. You can't go as a landlord, fix it yourself, and be like, that'll be $300. You can't pay yourself for your time, unfortunately. It sucks. You should be able to do that. But there's no way to really get a good market value on that. He needs to pay somebody else to do it. That's the reality of the situation.
So my question to you is, can you prove up anything other than I had to move a coffee table, some dishes, and a few little appliances?
No, it wasn't that much thing. It was
okay.
He's digging himself deeper. No, well, it wasn't that much.
Did you send her, or did your property manager send her, as required by Florida law, a letter within 15 days explaining why you weren't going to return the deposit?
I don't believe it was done.
No, then he's out. He loses automatically. Here's the thing. I know in California, you have 21 days to return an itemized list back to the tenant with what you're keeping from the security deposit. It could be all of it or nothing, but you have to include some sort of list in there saying, here's what we're deducting. If you don't do that, the tenant's automatically required to their full security deposit back. Even if the tenant trashed the place, they burned it down, they never paid for 6 months. If you don't do that as a landlord, tenant gets it all back. And if the tenant really wants to, they could sue for up to 3 times the security deposit if you don't do that. Such a big deal. So by that alone, he's probably out of security deposit.
Do you know that that is required?
I do know now.
Okay.
Well, now he knows, but too little, too late.
And that not only are you supposed to send the letter is supposed to detail what it is that you're keeping the money for, right? And you did none of that, right?
Yes, Judge.
Okay. And do you have any knowledge whether the prior tenant painted the place pink or she painted the place pink?
I don't. I wouldn't say.
Oh, well, then, you know, at least he's being honest, right? We got to respect his honesty. Even if there's some ignorance in there, he's honest.
When you have been asking them for the deposit, did they ever respond, no, we're not going to pay it?
I never got him.
Never an answer? No.
Nothing.
And either one of them ever respond to you, you're not getting it, you didn't pay the rent?
No, nothing, period.
I think you're a piece of work because there are laws that you have to follow and you don't follow them, okay? So you have no business keeping her security deposit.
That's true. Listen, even if he was in the right on this, the fact that he didn't follow protocol, he has to do that. Regardless of what she did, it's up to him to follow the law to a T.
Prove $265 in attorney's fees, please.
This attorney says, I do not have any receipt regarding your payment to me. I probably charge you $250
Probably?
and then it's...
Oh my gosh, I'll probably charge you. That's like the weakest thing you could ever do in a letter.
This is...
How did you pay the attorney?
I paid him in cash.
Oh, come on. This lady in cash, she's got to get the word cash out of her vocabulary. No more cash for her. I am forbidding her from ever doing any business. No more transactions of cash, especially if she's not smart enough just to get a receipt. That's stupid. So she's stupid for using cash, stupid for not using a receipt. I don't get it. I don't get why. If this is consistently an issue in her life, why is she doing so much business in cash?
I need a receipt and I need proof of an actual payment. You can't ask for that and you can ask for whatever you want, but you can't get it without actual proof. What's good for the goose? What, did you just make a face at me?
No.
Oh, she made the face. Yeah, everyone's told me this. My mom tells me this all the time. My dad tells me this all the time. Even the people taking the cash tell me not to pay with cash.
No, Your Honor.
I hope you didn't.
Oh, man, she did make a face, though.
And I'm ordering you to return the $1,050 security deposit. Lesson learned for you. There's certain rules and regulations that you have to comply with as a Florida landlord. One of them is you're supposed to be taking the security deposit and putting it in a separate interest-bearing account. You doing that? All right. That's my verdict, folks. Good luck.
Just a blank stare, no. I bet he puts it all into call options that he finds on Wall Street bets.
Good luck.
Thank you.
So the plaintiff is going to get $1,050 back. Mr. Berger, the property owner, I felt sorry for you out there.
Well, thank you.
You came in without any ammunition. I guess that's really your property manager's fault.
It's surprising to me that he feels sorry for this guy. I'll be honest, I don't feel sorry for him at all. I think there were so many opportunities where he could have gotten his money back, but he just failed all of them and came in blind. Makes no sense to me.
You got to learn how to pay things. Why are you always paying cash?
I don't know, actually. I don't know.
dumb.
Oh, come on. Listen, nobody just does business like that in cash. If she's like, I don't trust banks, I don't trust the financial system, I feel better with my money in cash, this is how I'm going to do it, at least I understand that. But the fact that she doesn't know, she knows. She knows what's up.
Okay, good. Goodbye. Harvey?
Gotta say, never give cash to a landlord without getting a receipt. And frankly, I think you should never give cash. I think you do a money order or you do a check.
You know what, at the end of the day, I think they're both wrong. She should not be paying with cash and going without receipts, and he should be following protocol. So both of them are just bad from the beginning. So anyway, with that said, guys, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. As always, make sure to destroy the like button, subscribe button, notification bell. Also, feel free to add me on Instagram. I post pretty much daily, so if you want to be a part of it there, feel free to add me there, as in the podcast, The Iced Coffee Hour. New episodes being posted every single Sunday. With that said, guys, until next time.